Christian McCaffrey just got traded to the 49ers for a few draft picks. Let me tell you right now, it doesn't matter who they get with those picks because they won't ever fill CMC's shoes. And if I'm honest, we should have seen this coming the moment Matt Rhule got fired from the Panthers, because things have only gone downhill from there. I mean, who gives up on a coach only 5 weeks into a season? I'll tell you who. A team who knew that when you looked at the very core of it, it was completely rotten. Hell, the more and more news that comes out of this situation really makes it seem like this team was a stone's throw away from collapsing. Just think about it. If Cade York doesn't hit a 58-yard field goal to win the game in Week 1 versus Carolina, does any of this happen? Just something to think about. I haven't even gotten to the Robby Anderson situation because there's just too much to talk about, you feel me? But if I have to start somewhere, then it's got to be at the QB position, because it's messier now than before we started the season. And I'm looking at the stats right now, and I'm seeing 3 QBs who've already played the season, and it's only been 6 weeks. And out of these 3 QBs, can you guess who's not on that list? That's right. Supposed number 2, Sam Darnold. And I get that the dude has been out with an ankle injury and is just now getting back to practice, but if you're going to be a backup, then you got to be ready for any opportunity that comes your way. And the only reason he was going to have an opportunity in the first place is because Baker Mayfield had sustained a high ankle sprain when Carolina got blown out by the Niners. And don't worry, we'll get to the Niners in a bit, but if I'm being frank, I don't think losing Mayfield really changes anything, because they went 1-4 with him starting. And in the one game that they didn't have him under center, PJ Walker started for these guys as they played a struggling Los Angeles Rams team. Too bad it wouldn't matter, because even with the Rams having problems of their own, with Matthew Stafford throwing like 30 picks this season and the whole Cam Akers situation, it didn't come close to what's been going on with the Panthers, as this would be the first game Carolina played without Matt Rhule since he got fired mid-season. And it wouldn't get any easier for them, because in the third quarter of the game, Robby Anderson would get kicked out for who knows what reason by his own team. And the bad news for Carolina just piled on, because in the final quarter of the game, PJ Walker would have to leave with a nasty neck injury. And in came Jacob Eason. Not hating on the guy or anything, but when you have your 4th string QB playing 6 weeks into the season, you know you're getting the first pick next year. Oh shit, never mind. I forgot that the Houston Texans were a team. My bad for getting your hopes up, Carolina. Of course, the Panthers lost the game. Don't worry, just in case you were wondering how that ended. Can't believe these guys are 1-5. Actually, never mind. I take that back. I can definitely believe they're 1-5. And can you guess what happened to Robby after getting kicked out mid-game? Yeah, he was traded to the Arizona Cardinals less than 24 games after an ugly exit from the Panthers, which all led up to October 20th, where on a cold fall night, news broke that Carolina would be sending perennial superstar CMC to the 49ers a little over a week before the trade deadline. And when you look at the roster now compared to the beginning of the season, you couldn't tell me it was the same team, at least not from an offensive point of view. And I would say that DJ Moore is on the move next, but Carolina did come out to announce that he is a major building block for the rebuild, so he's not going to get moved. But the more I think about it, they could just be saying that as leverage for a better deal from any of the teams who are offering. Hell, I want you to let me know where you think DJ Moore should go if he does get traded, down in the comments below. Now, this trade may be exactly what the Super Bowl caliber team needed in San Francisco, because these boys already have a solid defense. And even if you don't count Christian McCaffrey, the Niners still have explosive players on offense like Debo, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle. And the reason I say this move was needed for the Niners is because even though they have a good roster, the guys are still only 3-3. And it's not like the games being lost were against good teams per se, because San Fran did drop one to the Chicago Bears, who are looking nothing but ugly this season. And they also lost another game to the Broncos, who have an offense that still haven't figured things out and only continue to look worse and worse week after week. And let me not forget to mention the disaster that took place versus the Falcons, where Marcus Mariota cooked these guys on the ground and in the air. Now tell me, do you think those losses happen with Christian McCaffrey on the roster? That's all I'm saying. Sorry, Philly fans. I really was going to make a video about the Philadelphia Phillies, but then this trade kind of came out of nowhere. You know how it is. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if this is your first time, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel and watch that Zion video, you feel me? Deuces.